Hi. So, there has been a Google Doc that has been published, and it's all about me, obviously. And this has been going on for like the past week. This Google Doc was released like when I was watching the latest Star Wars, which sucks, by the way, and fucking they made this Google. One of my former friends who now hates me made this Google Doc, and they are all of it is true. It is all true. I will now go ahead and read some of these claims. If I stumble a little bit, that's on my fault. Because this past week has been terrible for me. I'm sorry. Like, so I've known Alberto, the We Like Fortnite guy, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, for about a year now. And never have I seen a human fail to change as much as I've seen him do so. Every single time he goes out to change, he does fuck all. And in fact, he usually comes back even worse than before, doing even dumber and creepier shit. And at this point, I've given up on all hopes of him ever actually becoming a better person. And you know what? All this is true. All of that is true. I don't change, I get worse. I don't change, I just get worse as time goes on. As much as I really do want to change, I just don't know what's wrong with me. So, I want to talk about some incidents I have with him because I feel like the public should know the truth about him. So, this was about a few months ago. He was getting extremely touchy with me on the subway, and at first it wasn't a big deal, just him putting his arms around my neck in a friendly manner, an embrace, or whatever the fuck, but it quickly progressed him playing with my hair, scratching my cheek, all on the fucking subway in public. So I told him to stop, as I thought he was just being stupid, and he said he'd stop at first. Of course, he didn't. He continued touching me, breaking my boundaries, and would not stop until my friend had to physically intervene in order to stop him from going any further. From here, he never apologized, and he never mentioned it, as was too I was too shocked and confused to say anything about it until he was forced by one of my friends, who will be nameless, to apologize, where he openly admitted to consciously touching me in public, and all that is true. All that is true. I was forced to apologize, and you know, I honestly do regret that. I honestly do regret that. I just can't. This wasn't some uncontrollable little impulse that he didn't realize he was doing. He was fully aware that he was breaking my personal space and making me extremely physically uncomfortable. Stopped talking to him for a bit. Then he started. Then this person started talking to me again, and eventually we began to hang out in person. And I mean, he was still the same person, of course, obviously. And again, nothing has changed. But at this point, I still actually had hope that he would get better, and honestly, I do want to get better. So for contracts, I crossed us, and I wanted to buy some high socks from Hot Topic at the mall. It was actually me and my two friend me, my two new friend, and him at this. Yeah, it was me and my other friend and him at this point. So as I'm paying for the socks, he goes up to me and says, "Enjoy those socks," in an extremely friendly way, which first until he hammered a bit, saying, I can make those socks wet for you if you want. I instantly jolted him at this point, confused whether he was making a shitty gay joke or just being cringe. I tell him, "What do you mean?" As in, I literally do not understand a joke, and what he gets me is the fact that he stuttered over his own words, looking for a valid reply before going, I could dip them in water or something. And yeah, that was shitty, and I was... yeah, that was obviously shitty for me to do, and honestly, that was a very terrible joke for me to make, and I did not know that it made you uncomfortable, and I am truly sorry that it did make you uncomfortable and stuff like that, Another situation had to do with my friend Emily, who is also my ex. We were playing around and giving each other piggyback rides when it was Alberto's turn to give Emily one. He literally grabbed her fucking ass while holding her up. Now, at first, it seemed like a simple accident. Shit can happen. When she said to stop touching her ass in an assertive tone, might I ask, I said, "Yeah, I know." I should have just said, "Yeah, you're right." And I let go of her and stuff. But in the doc, they say, and fucking continued to grab her ass. She literally had to push him away for him to stop. And I can confirm all this is true. And Emily, I'm sorry for just saying that stuff. And I should have just let go, let it all be over with, and just, just done something else. It doesn't stop here either. Me and my friends were making gay jokes in chat, and where they were asking me for quote-unquote femboy pics for memes, but Alberto, in the middle jokes aside and saying firmly, "Hey, can I actually see those pictures, please?" I'm like, wow, I should have never asked. I thought you were serious, but now when I see it, I'm sorry for actually saying that. I didn't know that it was a joke at first, but now I realize it is a joke. You know, I think I just kind of killed off the joke from there. And now the part where I currently am at right now. The thing that I nearly killed myself over, and that was this thing. Okay. Also, a lot of people may not know about the situation where that girl broke his trust. Well, that was because he wanted to do some fucked up thing. I'm not gonna say what the fucked up thing is, but the Google Doc specifically says what the fucked up thing was. And when she decided that she didn't want to anymore, I kept pushing over and over again, and she ended up telling a friend of mine who told us because she wanted to get that uncomfortable experience off her back. And yes, I did ask her to do this stuff with me. I didn't ask repeatedly, but I did ask once, and that was it. And I just can't grasp on how much of a fucking creep I am. And I don't know when to fucking stop. Overall, he's a complete creep. He doesn't know when to fucking stop. And I want you, the public, to know the truth about him. Call me weak or whatever the fuck, but he's made me and a lot of his friends uncomfortable for a really long time. To all my former friends out there, I am sorry. I am truly legit sorry for like making you all uncomfortable in this manner. And I know I want to improve. I know you guys want me to improve and all, but I keep falling back to where I was back in 2017. We're at the end of the decade, and I just haven't improved. And to that I say, I am truly sorry for all this. I actually don't want this to just continue on any longer and like let my life suck even more into 2020s than it has in like the past 3 years. And like I thought 2019 was supposed to be my year to improve and like show the world that I can just do it and whatever. All this writing a fucking Google Doc and showing how much of a bad person I really am inside. I just can't. Like I'm not doing this for attention. I'm just like all this personal bullshit that happened to me this year. This takes the cake for the absolute worst thing that I have done in 2019 and in the 2010s in general. I am a bad person who deserves to go to hell, and honestly, I'm at a loss for words for all this, and I've been a bad person. I touched a friend on the subway in public. I should have never done that. I should have respected his boundaries. I should have respected your personal boundaries. And I never knew it would make you feel this uncomfortable, and like I should have just stopped. I should have just stopped right there. I'm like, the piggyback rides, yes, I should have stopped. I should have stopped it. And like I should have just said fuck it and just killed myself that night and like just be gone with all of it. And like I just don't know what to do now other than to get help and stuff. But yes, I did try to kill myself one night. Like I made a little video before I killed myself, and like I don't want to show it here because like it's too, graphic, and like I don't want to, like, I just want to improve as much as everyone wants me to. Like I want to improve on myself. I'm like I just can't. Just saying all this proves that I can't improve, and like no matter how hard I try to improve, I'll just end up fucking up again and, like, going through this stuff. Now, I know I'm not making any valid points to defend myself, but honestly, I am sorry for all of this stuff. And obviously, I should have never done it. It's all my fault. And I shouldn't really have anyone to hang out with in the first place. And to everyone who I've interacted throughout the past 2 to 3 years that I've done something bad to, I am sorry. And to everyone in the past decade who I've done something bad to, I am sorry for being a bad person. I'm sorry for being this terrible at my life. I'm terrible at respecting others' personal boundaries and stuff, and just respecting everyone in general. Like, once again, I want to improve. I definitely want to improve on myself. Obviously, I just can't improve on myself. Even if I fucking try to improve on myself, I can't. I can't try. The Google Doc is 100% true. I am a terrible person. And once again, for the final time, I am sorry. Fucking sorry.